Hey guys, Arpan here. In the last video, I showed you how you can pick explosive power play stocks, but a lot of you asked me a screener for the same. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can screen for those explosive power play stocks. Now, before we proceed, note that for screening power play stocks, I generally use the same screener which I use for all the other screening purposes. That is the 50% from 52-week low screener. But since you guys have asked for it, I've also created another screener specially for picking power play stocks. So this is the screener which I have created on the Chartic website. The link to this screener you can find in the tweet. I've used some simple conditions, the power play move, which is 100% at least in the last 8 weeks or less. So just to be in the safe side, I've used minimum 80% from the lowest point in the last 8 weeks. And apart from this, I've also used some other criteria like some liquidity and some price filters. The screener is pretty simple. Based on these criteria, it will give you these list of stocks. Now, there are two important things to note here. First, these are the stocks that qualify for a power play. It's not necessary that they immediately meet the buying conditions required for a power play. Therefore, you have to individually go through all of these stocks, their charts manually, and make sure that before you buy a stock, it meets all the conditions required for a power play. Second, when you run the scan for the first time, you add each of these stocks into your watch list. But when you do the scan from the second time onwards, make sure you keep adding all of these stocks to the same watch list and do not delete the old ones. This is because the stocks which are coming into your list are not necessarily buyable right away. So a stock that comes into your watch list today might actually set up a month later and then take off. For example, Lancer Container. So this was probably a recent IPO, and you can see that it was in a dormant, stage one kind of period for a long time. After which there was a breakout, and then we got the power play move. So this is something that would be a candidate for my power play list. Similarly, if you see Axis Cades, so Axis Cades as we was in a very long dormant stage, and then there was a breakout, and we got a huge power play move. The volume is also good, so this is also something that would go into my power play watch list. Just to remind you once again, these are the stocks generated by the screener which merely qualify for a power play, and they may not be suitable for being bought yet. So you still need to go through the charts of each of these stocks manually and make sure they meet all the points that you need to pick a successful power play.